It's going to surprise you all. There is not a thing wrong with water barrels, provided you do it correctly. I will stake all the money that's in my pocket right now on the fact that not one of you does it right. Okay? If I took an informal poll and I don't want to do it, and I asked every one of you, how many water barrels do you use on a 20 by 20 tent? The average number is going to be between 4 and 8. Some people will tell me 12, but most of it's going to be between 4 and 8. Everything that you mentioned when I asked you what's wrong with water barrels is wrong with water barrels if you use only 4 or 8 water barrels. Why? Because a water barrel, as we're about to show you, weighs approximately 427 pounds. What did I tell you before about what do we need as a bare minimum? 1,000. Right away. We have the coefficient of friction. In layman's terms, that means how easy does it slide on pavement. Plastic slides very easy on pavement. That is going to reduce the effective weight of that 427 pounds. Center of gravity is too high. We tie at the top, causes the barrel to tip over. Same thing as a stake failure. You release the tension on the tent. 427 pounds. When does 427 pounds not equal 427 pounds? When you use it as a dead weight on the tent, it weighs 107 pounds, maybe 95 pounds. We're going to attempt to show you that today. I also have a handout that was written by Maura. It was compiled by talking to people like me and Mike Tharp from Top Tech and some engineers and some other tent veterans. And she compiled it into an awesome one-page article that every one of you needs to take to your sales desk. Every time somebody asks you for a dead-weighted tent, you need to look at that while you are talking to your customer. And then think about what I just said. There is nothing wrong with water barrels, providing you do it correctly. Do not think that you're going to go out with 4 barrels on a 20 by 20 tent. Yes, it'll work. Today is an example. Stand here all day and you're not going to have a problem. But once again, I want to go back to what I said when we were out in that field. Every job you do, whether it's dead weight, whether it's staking, you please pretend that horizon from the prevailing weather system is black and it's headed your way. If you do that with water barrels, you'll be fine. I encourage you to charge and charge a lot with water barrels. There have been many instances where my customers decided, you know what, stakes wouldn't be all that bad because of the cost involved in water barrels. I have also lost numerous jobs because I would not do water barrels. We dead weight with 1,500-pound concrete weights. That's all we use. Designed our own system, stackable. I can provide 4,500 pounds of dead weight in any position on my tent. I stack 3 of these and it doesn't look bad. It covers together. It's a wonderful system. We have a staking round table.
Yeah.
We have a staking round table yet this afternoon.
General round table.
I have plans with me as a handout for concrete dead weights. I have the letter that Maura, or the article that Maura wrote that I want all of you to have and take home. If I run out, she's got some also. Okay? She's got the ARA booth. I also have something else in here, but I don't remember what it is. Before we leave here, after we get done with this, would you guys please remind me to show you how to do soil testing without marking Mother Nature. I've got a way that you guys can go out in the field and you can actually, with a sledgehammer, a ruler, and a stake, be extremely close to telling yourself what that one stake will hold, whether you're going to hit that 1,000 pounds or not. It's an awesome system. It's very easy. Anybody can do it. I've got a handout that discusses that. I encourage you. We started doing it this summer. We're going to go full speed next summer. We've added a line on all of our work orders. My guys must soil test on every job. They need to put the results on my work order, so that when or if I have a failure, I have more backup. My insurance carrier, or the lawyers, and everybody else that gets involved in something like this. And it just goes to show that I and my guys are professional and installers. That's what you guys need to strive for. Okay? I don't know, this is a work in progress. I don't know exactly how this is going to go. We're going to lift this barrel first to show you that it only weighs 400 pounds.
It's almost off the ground now.
Okay. Okay, it's just barely off the ground. We're at 400 pounds. Okay? So this barrel weighs 400 pounds. Now what I want to try and show you is that this barrel really, effectively for what you're using it for, only weighs 97 to 125 pounds. Hope I can do that, because I really need you guys to see this and not just hear me talking head and so on and so forth, okay? We're going to try and represent a 7-foot eve height frame template. We are not going to go 5 feet stake line like we normally do on a floor. I think you guys all basically put your barrel right up tight against the leg and up to the
Alright, so basically what I'm trying to do is show you this thing weighs 400 pounds, but how much force does it take to slide the barrel on the concrete plastic barrel? See if we get 400 pounds. Yeah. Alright, go ahead. Alright, 200. And it was actually off 100. So that was about 100 pounds of force to slide the barrel.
You saw that barrel slide forward, 400 pounds of weight, and all it took was a roughly 150 to 200 pounds to slide that forward. That's the demonstration of coefficient of friction, how slipperiness of that plastic affects the effective weight of that dead weight, okay? Now the next thing we're going to do is actually attach it like you would to a tent. We'll pull at the top, and what you're going to see is the high center of gravity is going to reduce the effective weight of that plastic drum even more. And I think what you're going to see is the drum is going to tip a little bit. It might slide, tip, and slide, and tip, and slide. I'm not sure, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Put in the
How much more than you said?
I want it about here. How long is it? Yeah. Probably have to do that. Yeah. We'll just do it now. Oh, please. Yeah.
Whatever.
Bother me.
Anchor point. The barrel itself is about 16 to 18 inches, or is about 3 foot, so halfway and then half again for the space that you would normally leave for sidewall and so on. All right. You guys want to swing around this way and probably this way. I think you'll more effectively see what's going to happen here. Roughly 3 foot into the center of the barrel. The barrel is 3 foot, or half the barrel plus the barrel again. Here's our side pole right here. All right, go ahead and start applying pressure to it. See the barrel starting to lift on the backside. And it's tipping on 100 pounds. Keep on going. I think what you're going to see is it's not going to get over 100 pounds, and then the barrel's going to pendulum in, and then it's going to start over again. Okay? Right now we are at 100 and, if you want to call it 50, 150 pounds. Realistically, is this doing anything? Negative. This is not doing anything to cause a problem. But once again, 450 pounds does not weigh 450 pounds. It weighs 100, actually the math tells you 97 to 105 or something. Here's the other problem we got going on. Mother Nature's blowing. What's happening to my water? It's spilling. What is the beginning effective weight doing to this barrel? Going down. What is the effective weight of this barrel? Going down. Okay? So there are all kinds of problems with water barrels, but once again, if you do it right, you're not going to have a problem. Now, what is right? Right. You're not going to like what I got to say. Right means you have to gang barrels together in every position. If you use 100 to 125 pounds per barrel, you use 6 pounds per square foot of top. That's the absolute bare minimum numbers that I would even consider. 20 by 20, 400 square feet. 6 pounds, 2,400 pounds. 100 pounds per barrel. How many barrels? 24. I don't think anyone standing out here has ever seen a 20 by 20 with 24 barrels. Okay? The absolute bare minimum that any building inspector is going to ask for. You have not even tickled a safety factor that if the rope breaks or a series of your barrels tips over, you have to do everything at 1.5 times. Now we're adding another 12 barrels. Okay? So realistically, can it be done? Yes. Have you ever seen it? I doubt it. Here with a couple of guys out here, pros and cons of water barrels versus concrete. What got me into the whole deadweight thing, I was in business for pretty close to 15 years and I turned down every deadweight job. I just wanted nothing to do with it. I thought it was dangerous. And then I had a job come along that was 30 tenths at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. It all had to be deadweighted. 30 tenths, one location, pretty lucrative job. So I had to decide how was I going to do this. And I went through the whole pros and cons, water, plastic versus concrete. This is what I was up against. 30 tenths, the number of barrels that I needed a water tower. I had no idea where I was going to get this water tower from. I looked into renting water trucks, fire departments, all kinds of things. I came up with all the answers. I managed to come up with enough water. About 2 months in front of the event, the promoter called me and said, the famous words that all promoters give you, oh, by the way, the Packers play on Sunday. The parking lot must be clear by 4 a.m. Everything gone. My event ended at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. Now what the hell am I going to do with a water tower full of water in barrels spread all over that parking lot? Dump them all out, and then I got to work in a swamp all night. It just became a very unworkable situation. So that's where we went and started looking at concrete. We designed a block that is 3 foot in diameter. I don't recall the height. It's in the plans that I'm going to give you. But it weighs, verified by Wisconsin DOT, 1,493 pounds. I got stopped and tried to BS my way through an overweight violation, and I told him it only weighed 500 pounds. He said, let's go to the scale. He made me wheel my block off and put it on the scale, and he gave me a validated weight sheet. My blocks weigh 1,492 pounds. That is one of the cons of concrete. It is heavy. It requires serious transportation issues to be resolved. Tractor trailers, forklifts, and the like. You have to be willing to charge for all of that because it is expensive. When all said and done, this required me to have 6 or 7 loads of concrete blocks delivered from Appleton to Green Bay. 6 or 7 53-foot flatbed trailers. I still think we made the right decision. I don't like water barrels. I've never personally used them on a job. I coach people how to use them all the time. I think they are a safe medium if you use them correctly. Okay, so we have an effective weight of 600, or a dead weight of 650 pounds. We're going to set this up the exact same way. 7 foot up, 3 foot from the center, and let's see what kind of slide we get, what kind of effective weight. I do believe it will be well over 400 pounds, which is considerably higher than the loss that we had with the water barrel. 400 pounds, 600 pound weight, doesn't be a whole hell of a lot if you go back to what I first said. 1,000 pounds minimum holding power. This is why we chose 1,500 pounds dead weight as an effective weight, right around 1,000 pounds.